We were looking at covariance and correlation in data. In part one, we looked at correlation. Now we want to look at covariance. So if you want to find the covariance between two variables, say x and y, so for this we use the covariance option with the correlation command, which for short we can write as CORR. So the syntax is this: we write correlation xy, just like we did before, over here. So it's correlation xy or correlation yx, order doesn't matter. But now we'll add the covariance option after that. So this will give us the covariance between x and y. So let's continue the same example of the auto data set. So there we want to find now instead of the correlation, the covariance between price and MPG. Now, a couple of things to note about this covariance matrix is number one, the covariance between a variable and itself is always the variance. So the covariance between price and price is the variance of price. So this over here that we have is the covariance between price and price, which is the variance of price. Covariance between MPG and MPG is the variance of MPG, right? So this is the variance of MPG. So basically in this covariance matrix, the diagonal entries give us variance. When we're looking at the correlation matrix, we talked about how correlation between a variable and itself is 1. When we're looking at the covariance matrix, we need to remember the covariance between a variable and itself is the variance. So the diagonal entries in the correlation matrix are 1, but the diagonal entries in the covariance matrix give us variances. And the second property that we also looked at in correlation, where we said the correlation between x and y is the correlation between y and x. So that's why it doesn't really matter you write x, y, or you write x, or it doesn't matter. Similarly, the covariance between x and y is the same as covariance between y and x, which is why you will notice that Stata displays the covariance between MPG and price, but it doesn't display this number. Why? Because this number is the same as this number, so displaying 1 is enough. So it's telling you the covariance between MPG and price, which is will be the same as the covariance between price and MPG, so it will only display one of these, and the other is the same as that. If you have more than two variables and you want to find all the pairwise covariances, say you have three variables, x, y, and z. So you want to find the covariance between x and y, between x and z, and between y and z. So for that, you just, after correlation, you write all of your variables and then just add the covariance option. What will this will do is this will give you all pairwise covariances between all these variables. Like for example, if we do this, so we can see now in this covariance matrix, again, the diagonal entries will give us variance. This is the variance of price. This is the variance of MPG. This is the variance of weight. Because like we said, covariance between a variable and itself is the variance. And you can notice data will only display one of the like for instance, over here, the covariance between MPG and price is this. Since this is the same as this number, data won't display this. The covariance between weight and price is this. It's the same as this number, data won't display it. The covariance between weight and MPG is this. It's the same as this number, data won't display it, right? So the reason it's not displaying some of these numbers is that they're the same as the numbers already displayed. Because like you said, covariance between x and y is the same as covariance between y and x.